What the hell? Man, Mike, are we live right now?
No.
Yes, we are.
Are we live?
Hey, he's muted. Coach Man Mike is muted.
Mad Mike is muted.
Oh my goodness, how did I get muted?
You
All right,
muted.
well, everybody, it's the football psych Coach Man Mike.
And it is Lord Sarge.
And it's good old Shaq.
This is the first time ever I kick off a show and I'm muted. Like, I don't even know how that happened.
Look, I was like,
It's
yeah, we're
typical.
live.
It's typical. Shaq, you know we gotta throw some ball. Should I kick it at the? You ready? You ready? Are you Debo or are you Scary Terry? Woo!
Oh, I'm Scary Terry all day.
Hey folks, how you doing tonight? Welcome to the show.
All right, everybody. Well, we got a lot of stuff to go over tonight. And as y'all know, this is a participation sport. So you got to make your comments in the comments section because we want to hear from you. You can watch any old show you want to do, but you can participate here. So with that being said, everybody, we're going to get on with the Commanders edition because the schedule has been released. And man, we have an international game this year.
Can you
Yeah.
Time our football team is playing an international game, and also the first time the NFL is holding an international game in the country of Spain, and we're going to do it against the Miami Dolphins.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm gonna say why. Okay, so now we got to go to play on the football field, not football.
Oh my God.
Football
The football field.
They go now. I'm gonna tell you one of my concerns about this, right? Because you know Miami's a speed team. We got young Jayden Daniels gonna be running around the field. I'm concerned about what the condition of that field is gonna be like. I'm definitely concerned about that. What that condition that field is gonna be like because they are not prepared for the size, weight, and speed of the play of NFL players on these international fields.
Yeah.
So
Different thing, right? Right, Shaq? It's a different thing, right?
yeah, it's a different thing.
It's
So-
different than foosball.
To me, the big thing is the time zone changes, right? So, like in this particular game for the international game, we are going to be coming right out of playing the Detroit Lions at home, which we got to be at that game,
Yeah,
right? Just because we got to rub it in Lord Sarge's face
that's right.
when we beat him.
I'm there. I
Guess
just
what?
know which side to sit on.
But as soon as we kick the Detroit Lions out of our stadium, it would probably behoove us to get on a plane and get over to Spain to start acclimating to the time change.
and leave the same night.
Yeah, leave the same night. I mean, because it's not going to be a lot of work for the Detroit Lions, for us to get past the Detroit Lions.
No, not at all. I think Detroit may win 4 games this year. They're going back to status quo.
Yeah. They don't even have a coordinator, I don't believe. So, anyway, and then after that, after we're done playing over there in Spain, we can hang out a few more days and they can go on vacation because they're going into a bye week.
Yeah, I like the way the way it was set up. I mean, if you think about it, these are two pivotal games that we're going to be playing in the middle of the season, right? These are when the games are going to start getting hard to clutch, right? So then we're looking at the Detroit Lions, where we're going to, this is going to be a challenging game, even though we're going to blow them out the water. It's going to be a challenging game. But then for us to go to play a competing Miami in foreign soil, I think with games that close together, we're going to need this break. So it's a good thing they scheduled it for us to have the bye week. I did like that.
You think that's the right place? I'd have liked to seen it deeper.
Well, no, I mean, I think it's a good place because week 12 is, to me, when you have a 17-week season, I think it's like the perfect spot for a bye week. But the other thing that I like about this is think of it from a coaches and a player's perspective. Like you're going to the bye week after an international game. You don't have to hop on the first flight to get back. No. So you can say, you know what, if you give us a couple of days off, can we like hang out in Spain for a couple of days and enjoy Spain for a couple of days, take a nice little break because we're going into the bye week, get a couple of days off, check out Spain a little bit and then fly back and be ready to go back to work. I mean, because you literally get the time off. So it's a great time to take a vacation and relax a little bit.
Coach, are you kidding?
I agree.
I want football players. I don't want them taking vacations. I want them focused on football. Are you getting soft on me, Coach?
No. And listen, and during this time, I would even take my family to Spain with me.
Take your family to Spain.
I would take my family to Spain.
Take your family.
And now, hear me out though.
Make a whole thing of it.
It's a whole thing of it, right? So this is the thing right here. They need to take this time. We need to take this time because I know we're gonna talk about this tonight, but they need to take this time to refocus. And I'm gonna tell you why they need to take this time and refocus. We're going to be on the toughest stretch of our schedule. We're going from the Bears, the Cowboys, Kansas City, Seattle, Detroit, Miami, bye week. Then we going into a growing Denver, Minnesota. Our next game where we may potentially see a little bit of light is the Giants. So this is come on.
And we got to face the Eagles twice when we're trying to make it into the playoffs.
Yeah,
I'm going to agree with you. Listen, we had it easy last year. We had the easiest schedule last year, right?
Yep.
The NFL, we had the easiest, and we went far. It ain't now. We're what, 19? So we're up a third, right? So This is a different year, and I don't want my players sitting in Spain on the beach with their families getting weak and fat.
Hey,
I want them eating, chewing, spitting football.
And now, hear me out though, Lawson. Hear me out. With this stretch of football that I just named, hear me out. From a coach's perspective, Coach Bad Mike, I know he agreed with me. From this stretch of NFL football, the way we're going to be banged up, you don't want your players taking time to recover? I
do. I want them not only to recover, but I want them to decompress a little bit and recharge. You know, that's a good thing. You let your body heal up a little bit, spend a little bit of time with the family. Because listen, when you come out of this bye week,
it's a primetime game.
It is. you go right into another primetime game against the Broncos, and the schedule is, you gotta be buckled down for the next 6 weeks to get into the playoffs, and you're trying to make a run. I mean, so that's when you need everybody like living, breathing, spitting freaking football, like you would say, Large Sarge. But like during that bye week, I mean, shame on you as a player if this team takes you all the way to Spain, gives you a bye week after, and where it's typically a week off, you don't come back till the following week to start practicing, and you don't take the time for yourself and your family. Shame on you.
Yeah.
Well, this is why I'm saying I don't like where the bye week falls for our schedule, because I think it's too early. And second, we got sold out. We should have been playing Philly in the first game.
No. Hold on, Lawson. I agree with the Philly in the first game.
Dallas.
Hey, listen, I agree with the Philly in the first game because we're going to watch the Giants. So I don't even think that game is going to be competitive because I don't know what they got going on up there. I think Dayball's on his last leg up there. We don't know what we're going to get out of this Giant team, right? But I agree. I would rather us have seen the Eagles for the first game. Now, two, this is a week 12 bye. A lot of teams in the NFL getting week 5 buys. Week 5 buys. Week 6 buys.
Am I reading the chart wrong? Am I reading the chart wrong?
It's a week 12 bye.
Oh wait,
it's a week 12
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
It's a
week it's down and then up.
I take back everything I said. Week 12.
Yeah, it's a week 12 bye.
I take back everything I said.
We had a week 13 bye last year, and you see how we turned out.
Good place.
Yeah.
So you went straight down. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
I can't read apparently. I'm under the weather, folks. I have a summer flu, and I'm sorry if I misread the chart. I provided the data. Shaq backed it up, and I'm just on a tangent, and I am really sorry. I thought I was on a week 5 bye.
Well, you know what? We don't promote those other products on this channel, but you clearly need a whiskey to clear that cold up, man.
Yeah.
Don't pull it out. Don't pull it out. We don't promote it around here.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. We don't know. We don't. No, we don't. No.
Hey, I didn't say nothing.
We promote Journey of a Jackass, and we promote
Breaking Form water.
Yeah, we promote Breaking Form and Journey of the Jackass. Those are the only two
That's
things
right.
I'm gonna
Man,
do.
all right.
That's
So,
it.
all right, so we're in week 12. All right, now clearly,
All right.
clearly, I'm
Week
under the
12
weather.
is a perfect time because
Yeah, week 12 is good.
You got to be.
Actually, I'd like to
gotta
see it
do
earlier, like week 10.
No. 12 is good. And I really like it because this is really good for the players to me. Because like these guys are gonna have a tough schedule. They got a lot of pressure on them. Of course, nobody's playing my violin because they're NFL players, right? But to me, I just think this is beautiful for players. You know, if you're gonna do an international game, man, it's so sweet to have a bye week after it.
And so, and then that's why I named it. That's why my name tonight is Scheduled Pandemonium, right? Because this schedule right here, I'm talking about. And I'm looking at it. We know what we're gonna get in Green Bay. Green Bay revamped their offense. The Raiders knew under Pete Carroll, right? The Raiders under Pete Carroll. It's gonna be a different ball team. I'm telling you. Then we got the Chargers. This schedule is a very, very tough schedule. So that's why I got my name Scheduled Pandemonium tonight. And I can tell you right now, if Dan Quinn sophomore year, Dan Quinn shows up. The way he usually shows up, the way he shows up everywhere else, there's a chance we may only win 6 games this year. If the Dan Quinn,
don't say that, Shaq. Come on,
hey man, listen,
Shaq, I'm with you. I say we go back to our last year's prediction: 4 games.
no, I'm gonna give a 6, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because this strength of schedule and how hard these teams are in that middle of the season stretch. Mm-hmm. I've been telling you this since the Dan Quinn hire. I don't have any belief in him. Last year was good, got it. We good to go. But what happened in Atlanta? What happened in Dallas with Dan Quinn? We're going to see this sophomore Dan Quinn. It's not going to be Jay Daniels. It's going to be Dan Quinn.
You know, this will be the proof, right, about whether or not he can weather the sophomore blues.
Yeah.
Well, right? I think the other thing is we do have a much tougher schedule, right? I mean, one of the things you see on the right side of this chart is the amount of primetime games. And Jack even piped in saying, look at the number of games that we have that are not at 1 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Like we barely have 1 o'clock games. I mean, there's so many games that are out here that are primetime games. You see, we have 7 of them listed to the right side there. We're even playing on Christmas. So, I mean, we've got a, you know, when you have a Christmas game, international game, and then you have 5 other primetime games, which include 2 Monday Night Football games in there. And then even the other ones in there, they're 4 o'clock games, you know, Sunday night games, that kind of thing. It's you know, and the competition that we're going against, you know, it's going to be a tougher year.
So now I have a question for you, right? I have a question for you. Do you think it's because we had a good winning season last year, or is it because of the new ownership that we had seen so much primetime?
So I have a feeling that there's a number of factors, and you hit on 2 of them, but I'm going to add another one. So I do think it's the ownership group. I do think it's I do think it's how we played last year. But I also think it's a couple other things. I think that there's a lot of buzz around Jayden Daniels around the league.
Oh yeah,
and fans all over the nation actually want to see him play.
Oh yeah.
So I think there's a little bit of Jayden Daniels buzz that makes things a little bit more prime time. And that's when you see games like Kansas City, put that on Monday night because we want to see Mahomes and Jayden Daniels, right? Yeah. Of course, Monday Night Football with the Bears because Caleb Williams got beat up. And like he's been criticized so much. And now they gave him some weapons. And they're just like, okay, so yeah, it's the rematch.
Right? And he has an offensive mastermind as a head coach now, Ben Johnson. Mm-hmm. That offense is going to be different. It's going to be different this year.
And I think Green Bay for week 2, the reason why it's a Thursday night game, I mean, like how, you know, I think these are like hot selling tickets, right? Because there's just so much buzz and excitement around this team. And I think people feel it around the league. So I think it's all those factors.
I don't know. We got 7 primetime games. We better be on our P's and Q's.
Yeah.
If we fail half of those games, we look like poo-poo in front of the NFL.
So it's going to happen. So what's going to happen if we do start losing a lot of these games? All the 4 o'clock games that Jack was talking about are going to get shifted to 1 o'clock games. So some of these Monday night games and Sunday night games are going to be flexed to earlier in the day for more competitive games. That will happen. They've been doing this a lot the last 5, 6, 7 years.
They have.
Yeah, they do flex the schedules and that sort of thing, and so that's for sure. I think one of the things that with this buzz, I mean, yeah, you're right. I think it could be very interesting to see how they do this year.
Mhm.
We'll see. Like I got more slides to go over here. There's more things that we talk about, but I want to play a game, and I want the fans to play a game along with it.
Let's
Why?
play a game. Let's
We
play
got
a game,
baby.
I want a game.
I'm going to go down this list, and it's going to be for record because,
Oh boy.
hey, it's taped. You're not going to be able to deny it.
Oh, I'm on record.
I'm pull it up.
I'm on record.
But we're going to go down this list.
I got
and-
a Giants fan in the house too.
Hey,
So
hey, fans, I want you to put your picks in the comments section. But we're going to go down this list, and I want you to say whether or not the Commanders win this one or we lose this one. Everybody gets to participate, to include the fans. So
Oh, I love
I will pause in between while we're making our picks for you guys to put it on record, because when you type in the comments section, that goes for record too. It shows up on the video. So
Oh yeah.
we'll know what people like Jack picked. We'll know what people like Jeff picked. We'll know anybody else participate what they picked, and you'll know what we picked. It'll all be for record.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
And I'm starting with you, Large Sarge, on this one. New York Giants.
Win.
We're gonna win. Jack, you say week 1 win. Good job. Hey, thanks for chiming in. Everybody else chime in too. Shaq.
we gonna dog walk the Giants.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
going
think
to
it's a
agree.
dog
I
walk.
think it's a
I
sweep.
think we're gonna get a squeaker. We'll win.
Jeff says the win too. I think we're probably unanimous against the New York Giants. Anybody else? Go ahead and make your comments in the comment section. But
Jim,
we
you
got
out there. Mama
Moving
Bear,
on.
Lena, Alan, come on.
Come on,
Who's
you
gonna win
guys.
the week 1 game?
Anybody new to the channel?
I know you're on
pipe
there. I
in.
see you.
Hey, anybody new to the channel, pipe in and let us know you're new. We appreciate your support. Bring it on.
Andrew,
All right.
come on.
Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to start with you, Shaq, on Atlanta Falcons.
Atlanta, yeah, I think we're gonna beat Atlanta. Atlanta is going through too much.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Adver-
I said that's week 4. I'm sorry. I gotta go
I'm
off.
saying I thought we Green
New
Bay.
York Giants. I'm assuming.
See? You
Green
changed
Bay
it up.
Packers.
That's how I got confused.
Okay, so look, so Green Bay. I'm gonna tell you this right now. It's a Thursday night game. I'm gonna go. We win this one in overtime.
Ooh.
Yeah, we win this one in overtime in Green Bay. We get there before the cold gets there.
All right, Jeff is a win.
Okay, what are you saying there, Lord Sarge? It's a tough one, I know.
Lose.
Whoa, you taking a loss?
Yep.
Okay.
So why is it? Because Green Bay is just a better coach team? What is it? Because right now their defense is not the same, and they picked up a couple offensive weapons, but the defense is not the same, man.
And neither is ours. Yeah, so
We old, well, of course.
yeah, they're gonna outplay us on the ball. Orange is a home game, right? No, away game.
It's an away game.
Green Bay's
Thursday night in
Green Bay's
Green
at
Bay.
home. We have Green Bay at home, right?
No, Green Bay is in Green Bay.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Green Bay.
Yeah.
But like 3 points, like 3. Like I don't think it'll be a walk away. I think we'll play tough, but in the end, I think they're gonna. Yeah.
I think that game is gonna be solely based on the Jordan Love that shows up. It depends on what Jordan Love shows
Oh
up.
yeah, right.
So
Yeah, and for that reason, I mean, I do think Jordan Love shows up. I'm probably gonna.
And they got a running game.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably go Green Bay. I think I'm not. I don't like our defense right now. Now I'm telling you, like, I know you can't caveat things, but like, I'm still waiting for this team to make some defensive moves before the season starts.
Yeah.
I'm not happy with our defensive ends
Yeah.
at all.
Folks, we're talking about how we feel today based on what we know today about our team and what we predict. That things can change and we can get better, right? And that might change our opinion. But we're talking about snapshot of today.
yeah.
Who's going to win? All right.
Yeah, but we're recording this too, so like, yeah, we're not
It
gonna
is
get
what
out of
it
it. We're gonna trash talk.
Green Bay at home is going to be hard. That's going to be hard.
It's gonna be a hard one. All right, so week 3, we are going against the Las Vegas Raiders. All right, I'll start off with that one. I say we're gonna beat them. we're at home. We're going to come off of a disappointing loss for Green Bay. I think the Raiders are a growing team. Like I don't think that they're at our level. I think we're going to win this one. What do you say, Shaq?
Well, okay, so this is the thing right here, right? Pete Carroll is the rallier of men. He knows how to take terrible teams and make them phenomenal, right? So the Raiders right now have a lot of instability in that franchise. But I'm going to pick us to win this one, but it's going to be closer than we thought. And it's going to be a game of inches and field goals. I don't think it's going to be a lot of touchdowns scored in this game because your Pete Carroll is a defensive mastermind.
I'm going to go with Shaq. It's going to be a tight game. Commanders win.
All right. Jeff says that the Raiders suck.
They they surprise you when they don't expect to, all right?
Yeah, that brings us to week 4. So, yeah, we're back on the Atlanta Falcons. So, since I started with you on Shaq on this one, I'm going to come back to you on this one. What do you think for the Falcons game?
I'm going to go. We're going to beat the Falcons right now, but hear me out in this. I'm going to go with us beating the Falcons in this game in Atlanta, right? But hear me out. That week right there is going to be the first week we're going to see Kirk Cousins playing. I'm going to tell you right now because I don't think Michael Penix is going to be able to live up to the hype through the first 3 games. That game right there is going to be maybe the first game we see Kirk Cousins this season. Watch what I tell you.
Woo.
But I got us pulling it off.
I'm telling you what, that dude is the highest paid person in NFL history to be a backup quarterback.
Yep.
I tell you, he's got the greatest agent in the world, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, he does.
The biggest
Stephen is a happy woman.
Biggest Stephen in NFL history, man.
Unbelievable.
Besides Dan Wilkerson and
well, Purdy didn't do too bad, but yeah, as a backup quarterback, I agree with Coach. Highest paid guy in the league, best agent ever, and the happiest wife in the entire NFL.
Yeah.
Just give her ATM card. She'll be all right.
I'm going to go with Shaq. I'm going to call it a win, and I think it's a blowout, actually. I think that Atlanta, even though they've made a lot of changes and they've made some improvements, they had a good draft. I don't think they'll have it together by week 4.
I know, and this is, I'm going to tell you this, right?
We will.
I'm going to tell you another thing about this, too. Now, we talked about the toughness of the middle of the schedule. We talked about the toughness of the middle of the schedule and stuff like this. In these first 4 games, our run defense is really going to be tested. With Green Bay, then we got Ashton Jeanty, then we going down there with Bijan Robinson in Atlanta.
That's why I'm calling Green Bay. That's why I'm calling Green Bay, because our run D. Right now I don't have any faith. Today, I don't have any faith.
Yeah, that run defense is really going to be tested these first 4 games.
Yep.
All right, that brings us to the Chargers. And I'm going to start with you, Lord SARS. The Chargers on this one. What do you think we have against the Chargers?
We're going to go embarrass ourselves. We're going to embarrass ourselves.
What?
It's going to be a blowout.
Against us? You think Jim Harbaugh's going to blow us out?
Harbaugh's going to blow us out.
Whoa. What makes you think that? Explain this one.
Everything. I can't tell you. It's just my gut. We're going to lose that game, and we're going to lose it in primetime fashion.
Whoa.
Oh, my goodness.
I lost Arch.
They're going to shut us down. They're going to shut us down.
Oh.
Jack is saying a win. Okay, Jack, I got you. You got to win. I don't think we win that game on the road. I just don't. I really don't.
Whoa.
I want to. I would love to beat the Chargers. What a game. You know, and I know Scott's out there. Scott's watching. Scott, that's his team, the Bolts. Man, Harbaugh's putting together a program. I don't think our program is as strong as his. That's just the bottom line. I just don't. I don't see it. If we had a different draft, if we had a different game plan, if I saw some different things happen, okay. Nope. I think Harbaugh's got our number.
Okay. What do you think, Shaq?
Now, again, this is another week. And what is Harbaugh known for? Run heavy offense. It's another week where we're going to get tested. They just drafted great running backs in this draft, right? And I really hate to say it, but I'm going to go with Lars Sarge. We're not going to get blown up, but we're going to lose.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
We're out of there.
Yeah, we're not gonna get, we ain't blown out, but we're gonna lose.
Yeah,
I don't wanna. I'm just saying what I feel.
This could be a loss here. I mean, I definitely know Jim Harbaugh could freaking outcoach Dan Quinn any day of the week. I tell you what, a lot of my answers would be different if we're, I'm a defensive minded guy, and I'm just not real happy with our defense.
Me neither.
So, I think it makes us susceptible to more losses than what we should be taking. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is a loss too. So we're actually unanimous on here about saying losses, even though we have our fans out there who think we're going to win against there. Jack has us winning. Jeff has us winning. Interesting. For all of us at Football Strike here, we're calling this one a loss.
A loss, yeah.
So you are calling it a loss as well.
I'm calling it a loss too. I don't think it'll be a blowout, but I mean, I do believe at the end of the day, I kind of agree with Shaq in a way. This could be a, Dan Quinn usually has a sophomore slump. He'll have more of a sophomore slump than Jane Daniels will, I think.
Yeah, I think Harbaugh can outcoach us.
And Harbaugh can outcoach us. He is a better coach. I will say that. All right, so that takes us to Monday Night Football against the Bears. So let's start with you, good old Shaq. What do you think we're going to do against the Bears on Monday Night Football?
Okay, so this is the Bears primetime game, right? This is the Bears offense. They just needed some good coaching. They got Ben Johnson there now. They built the staff up there now, stuff like that. I think the Bears come to DC and get some revenge and get the win. I think the Bears come and get some revenge, man.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think there's no Hail Mary. They should have won the game last year.
No Hail Mary. Noah Brown's still on the team.
Yeah,
was Jane Daniels.
I know, but I think they come. With the new coaching, with the improvement on their offensive line, with the improvements in the receiver room up there, I think, and then they added to their defense. I think the Bears come in town and get some revenge and they get a win.
All right. So what do you say, Large Sarge?
Shaq.
The Bears.
So this is what we said about the Bears last year. Campbell with the best wide receiver core ever, and they fell on their face. So I'm going to call a win for the Commanders in a squeaker of a game on field goals, just like you did. I think we're going to get it over the hump in a very tight, high-scoring game. And we're gonna lay it out at home and come away with a win.
So this game, they're coming into DC.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have a very energized crowd behind us for a Monday Night Football game. I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there. I'll be there.
Me too.
Man, you are not gonna pay that ticket price.
I will be there.
You will not.
I'll be there for sure.
Yeah.
On the 5th, I'm gonna be actually on the cruise on the 5th. I'm going to rewatch the Chargers game from out there. But I get back on the 12th and the 13th, I'm going to be at that game.
You going to be at that game? I mean, That's not going to be a cheap ticket.
I know.
It's going to be Monday Night Football, but that's going to be an expensive ticket. So if you go, y'all need to start
saving. Bears.
Yeah, it's going to be but I will tell you, the weather's still really good then.
Yeah.
We're still only talking October, so the weather's good.
I mean, I might see if I can get it both for me as a birthday gift.
There you go. So I am going to also say that this is a W for us. I don't believe in Caleb Williams at all. I crapped on him all last year, and I'm going to continue crapping on him this year. I don't think Chicago is good. The best thing going for them is this game's not in Chicago. That this game's actually in DC.
You crap on Campbell in Chicago, but what about when he's on the road?
Yeah, I mean, he is going on the road, but this team here, I think, it's going to be interesting to see how Campbell works under a new system. He transitioned to the NFL last year. Now he's got to go under a Ben Johnson thing. I think Ben Johnson's going to make headways with him, with this whole team, but I'm not sure that this is going to be their year. I would probably say next year is probably more their year, and we won't face them next year. Unless it's
this is the thing with Caleb Williams, though, right? This is the thing with Caleb Williams. NFL Network actually replayed the game yesterday, and I watched the whole game. Caleb Williams did not have a bad game. He did not have a bad game. I literally rewatched the game yesterday.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something. You guys are going to blow your mind because who's my number one team. Listen, we won't say it because it's the Commanders, right? However, it's a Commanders night, so I'm not going to mention my number one team. However, Ben Johnson is overrated, and we're going to find out exactly how much he's overrated.
We can't say that. We can't say that because the way
I can.
We cannot say that the way he had Jared Goff up there looking like $100 million quarterback. Jared Goff, the game manager.
He did.
He turned down. He turned down the Commander's job because he said our ownership group were basketball guys, and he seemed to do just fine without him last year.
Exactly. And the Bears are going to find out the same. Watch what happens to the Bears. Watch. We win this game. It'll be a high-scoring game, but we'll win it on a field goal.
All right, so that brings us to October 19th against the boys. Those that might be they call themselves America's team, but I think they're probably South America's team. They're definitely not North America's team. All right, so maybe if you're from Peru, they're your team. So anyway,
I'm gonna hack up a lung.
They down there on the Gulf of America, ain't it?
Yeah. That's the closest thing to the America's team that they're gonna be, the Gulf of America.
Jack is saying a loss.
What?
Jeff is saying Dallas wins big. They're both calling it against us.
Oh, heck no, man. No. I'm taking a W against the boys, man.
Hey, okay. I mean, we're gonna win this game. But let me tell you this: Dallas defense has got way better.
They did.
Dallas defense has got way better, man.
They also picked up another receiver that kind of ticks me off.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Jack and Jeff. Ooh. We're gonna lose, but it'll be a close game.
Oh my goodness, man! Why would
I know? I just listen.
That's gonna hurt, man.
I want to beat them so bad. You have no idea. I want to go in their hometown and make them look stupid.
No, we're gonna sweep these guys, man.
We're not gonna sweep them. I think they take the first one, and I won't talk about the second one yet. But I think they take the first one at home. I think we beat them at home. But this one, I think, will be another really close game. And Dante Fowler 3 sacks.
Whoa.
Oh no!
I don't know about that, man.
Watch.
I don't know about that.
He won't even get one against us, man. No, we know him.
So we don't know. They don't know what they're getting out of Schottenheimer as a coach. That's one, right? So they don't know what they're getting out of Schottenheimer as a coach. 2, as long as Jerry Jones down there, dumb stuff gonna keep happening. All right. So
true.
I'm gonna tell you what this game is gonna be based on. It's gonna be based on Dak Prescott. This is a make or break year for him. If he does not have a good year this year, they're gonna move on from Dak Prescott.
Yeah. He's done.
So.
Well, listen, this is week 7, okay? Week 7, they figured out their kinks. We figured out our kinks, but we're going on the road in Dallas. This is going to be a tough game. This is going to be a very tough game. This is not a pushover. Dallas is a different team this year. I think they did way better than us in the draft and in the offseason so far.
I agree.
I'm sorry, read Jack's comment and just let that sink in for a moment.
Lossing it out of your mind, Sarge. No 3 sacks. Okay, maybe 1. He's gonna get a sack.
That's being generous. And he'll get a sack. I mean, we'll see, but we know him, and he's not a every down defensive end. He's gonna be a package guy.
Yeah, I'm going with the dub. We're gonna get the dub one and that one.
All right.
That brings us to Monday Night Football against Mahomes. All right. Let me hear it, Shaq. What do you think against Mahomes?
I think we're going to
Monday Night Football on the road.
A healthy Jay Daniels in this. I think the offense finally starts settling in after this first stretch or whatever the case may be. And this is going to be the first big surprise of the year. We're going to go into Kansas City and we're going to get a dub against Andy Reid and his Chiefs team. I'm gonna tell you why. Philadelphia exposed them. If you go in there, or if you play them as dominating, like they laid the blueprint on how to legitimately beat this Kansas City team, right? So you go in there with a brute force and dominate on the ground. Like B-Rob needs to have a good game this year. B-Rob, Austin Eckler, and our new guy from Arizona need to have great games that game, and we will wash Kansas City. Now, is Mahomes going to put up a fight? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so I'm going to go with us beating Kansas City in Kansas City.
Jeff and Jack are saying it's a win for us, but Jeff comes back and says the refs are still pulling for Mahomes. And I'm going to call the win for Kansas City.
Oh my
Come
God!
on, are you stupid? On the road in KC,
It's still going to be warm out, man.
that is going to be a fight. And look, that is a fantastic game. Wow, will we be on the spotlight if we pull off a win in KC? There, I think we get momentum.
I don't want to.
Huge,
I
right?
don't want to hear Mahomes' raspy voice at the end of this game. I turn the TV off.
I mean, neither. But
All right, so let me say this. I think Lars Sarge is really right on this one. You know, if you can pull out a W in this, you catch so much momentum, man. We are going to start plowing people that we probably shouldn't be plowing because our amount of energy will be off the hook.
Yeah.
However, I don't think we're going to do it in this one. I think we're going to take the loss. Now, I got really upset with the network who showed the Super Bowl last year because I said all year long that Kansas City was not going to three-peat and that Taylor Swift was going to cry.
Yep.
I would love nothing more than to see Taylor Swift cry in this one, but I don't see them losing, so it's not going to happen. I think KC's going to be.
But I don't think it's going to be a walk away. Listen, folks, I really don't think it's going to be a walk away. I think we're going to play them hard. I really do.
So, and then another thing,
But we're going to get outscored. This is one of those games where we get outscored.
We're 8-9 games into the season at this point. I'm going to tell you the main determining factor for this game is how healthy Jaden Daniels is at this point in this game.
Well, what do you predict? You think he's going to be healthy?
Yeah, I think he's going to be healthy. That's why I'm predicting us to win. He's going to be in a little bit because the Chiefs didn't do nothing to help their offensive line. He's going to be in a little bit more better physical shape than what Mahomes is at this point in the season.
Yeah, but he does well. I can't even say that. I love me some Jaden Daniels.
So all those people who just tuned in, make sure you put your comments. This is a participation sport here. We are going through the schedule, trying to determine if we're winning the game or we're losing it, and you get a vote too, and it all goes for record. So we're going to know what you say. Put your comments in the comment section. Be bold. Say what you think is going to actually happen in this one. We are now going into Week 9. It's going to be a Sunday night football game against the Seattle Seahawks, and we are going to be at home. So Seattle's coming to town. And Lord Sarge, I'm going to start off with you.
Win.
Wow, that was quick. Any reason why?
Every reason.
What
We
does that
win
mean?
that game.
We just win it. Just
Yep.
flat out.
I don't
Okay.
care if we came off a loss out of KC. If we came on a loss from KC, we're hungry. We're going to kick their butt. If we kicked ass in KC, we're going to be high, and we're going to stomp their butts.
So either way, we're going to beat the Seahawks.
Either way, we beat Seahawks.
All right. So good old Shaq.
Jack and Jeff say win.
Yeah, I'm going with a win against Seattle as well. So with us beating Seattle, I just don't think I have no faith in the quarterback situation. I don't know why they paid that man all that money.
Right.
Their receiving room is kind of iffy. They got Jackson Smith and Jigma up there. Like he's a good solid receiver. Whatever gets me beat. The ground game is okay. But they don't have the Legion of Boom anymore. Legion of Boom.
They don't have
Legion Boom hasn't been around in a long time.
Yep. So they don't have that anymore. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna go with Commanders for the dub.
Yeah, and they don't have Bobby Wagner anymore. He's been with us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
And he knows them. Yeah, we got all advantage. DC, man. Yeah, we're gonna win that game.
So the next game was kind of rough because we got a double agent on this program. So all right. So we are talking about a home game, Week 10, against the baby blue Detroit Lions. All right. I don't even want to hear Shaq. I don't want to hear Lars Sarge's opinion. I'm going to start with Shaq.
We're going to win. I'm going to tell you, not only we're going to win because it's a home game, two, Dan Campbell don't have any coordinators anymore. He don't have no offensive coordinators up there no more. He ain't got no defensive coordinator up there no more.
You're
He
wrong.
don't. I'm wrong, but I'm all the way right. Who y'all got up there now that can feel the shoes of the guys who y'all just let go?
You're
right?
wrong. You're
So
wrong.
look, and another thing too, we went up there and dog walked out of Detroit. Now y'all coming into a feisty, fired up DC area. This is about to be on a 2-game winning streak because we're gonna beat Kansas City, we're gonna beat Seattle. This is the only stretch of the season right now where I see us going on a win streak. Kansas City win, Seattle win. We're gonna beat the Lions, then we're gonna beat Miami and in Spain before we go on break.
So
this is our winning streak
Shaq,
right here.
let me tell you something that's going on here, all right? That maybe you don't realize. The Lions are a revenge team. And they lost last year. They got their asses handed to them. Goff fell on his face. And I'm going to predict 120% that they will do the exact same thing and lose. I didn't say that.
What a build-up.
Sorry.
All right, that was awesome.
That game.
That was a heck of a build-up. So yeah, I think we're going to win that game too. And here's Shaq was alluding to a lot of these issues,
But it ain't going to be pretty, and it's going to be close.
I think the Lions are going to be in a kind of a rough predicament this year because typically when you hire new coordinators, they like to bring their own systems. They don't like to play somebody else's system. And Dan Campbell's going to want to maintain certain systems. Even the players are going to want to maintain certain systems. So it's going to cause a little bit of just natural turmoil. That's not going to happen. Now, you think it might get worked out by week 10, but I will tell you, if this team starts losing early, this could be a deflated team at this point of the season.
Yes, it could be.
And then not only that, right? And then not only that, again, Jared Goff.
Now, also, I'm at this game. I just can't decide which side I'm sitting on.
Well, I can tell you this right now.
The keeper side.
Jared Goff. We're talking about Jared Goff. Jared Goff. Ben Johnson knew what to do with Jared Goff. You know what I'm saying? Good to go. We're getting Jared Goff under a new coordinator. Come on, man. I just ain't got no faith in it, man.
Coordinator. I think the Lions are improved. Believe it or not, I think they made the right moves. They're going to be okay. But I just think in this situation with that chip on their shoulder, they're going to come in butt hurt, and I think we're going to take it to the house. I think we're going to show the Lions up. I hate to say that. I would love to see the Lions come back and get a revenge game. That would be fait accompli. But I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't. I think Quinn's got their number.
Lions
definitely proved it, right? Now, if Goff has a perfect game, forget it. We lose in big time style. But I think Quinn knows how to dissect the Lions.
Well, I can tell you this right now. The Lions are going to finish third in the conference up there. So you having this conversation about them about the things they have going on. No, the conference got better up there.
All right, now wait. My mom fucked my butt for talking about the Lions during the Redskins show, so I got to get rid of the Lions. All right.
Okay.
Win, Commander.
I mean, we're talking about the Lions right now because we're talking about beating them, and this is the part of the program to talk about that.
Commanders win.
Hey, we wouldn't be saying Lions at all on this show if they weren't on the schedule.
I know.
All right, so the next game, we're going to Spain, baby. We're going to Spain. Woo! All right.
Español,
man. We're going to do a little salsa. And we're going to be living it up in Spain and Madrid. All right, so here we go. So we are talking about facing the Miami Dolphins.
Wait. Jeff is saying Tua isn't playing because he's got his under the concussion, and Washington smoked some fish. Jeff, you're killing me.
That's Jeff that said that.
Washington smokes fish.
I don't know why Miami hasn't moved on from Tua yet.
And by the way, Jack said the Lions, we beat the Lions and proved the playoff game wasn't a fluke. I agree.
Yeah, that's a good comment.
That's a great comment.
So, but yeah, no, I'm going to start off on this one, and I'm going to say we're going to win against the Dolphins in Spain, and we're going to probably celebrate a little bit too much as we're going into the bye week.
Yeah,
we're gonna live it up in Spain, baby.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Miami. That's what I said. This is the stretch of the season where I believe we can go on the street. The Cowboys, Chiefs, Seattle, Detroit and Miami. I feel like we can win all 5 of those games. We go on the streak and win all 5 of those games.
All right. And then what do you say, Lars?
I do have to go with us on this game. Miami has just been so inconsistent. You never know what's going to show up, and it's a road game. I'm gonna call us. I don't think it'll be a blowout, but I think we'll take that game.
I know who's going to eat in that game, Tyreek Hill, because he's going to be getting checked by Marshawn Lattimore, aka overpaid St. Juice. So
overpaid St. Yeah. So don't but.
Tyreek Hill will make most of his yards on pass interference calls.
Jack, 40 to 50 points in that game. Are you serious?
Yeah, no, that's about right. Yeah, that's about right. 40
That's combined score.
40 to 50 points? Come on.
Yeah. A combined score?
Combined score.
Yeah.
No, he didn't say that. He just said 40 to 50 points.
No, he talking about combined score. Yeah.
He didn't say combined.
But no, I'm saying that.
Somebody's saying us.
Oh, no. 40 to 50 points in that game is combined score. Yeah, that's me about right.
Yeah.
All right.
I ain't gonna be.
Matter of fact, with the way our defense is, a lot of our games are going to be like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So, all right, and then we can go into the bye week, and so this is what's going to look bad.
We're going to lose in the bye week.
We're going to lose in the bye week because we're going to be partying it up in Spain. Someone's going to get arrested, and it's going to be an international incident. And then what's going to happen is we just came off of this, like Shaq said, a very good win streak, and then we're going to come out of those blocks stumbling probably.
I'll be right back.
Where are you going, man? We're in the middle of a live show.
Goodness gracious. Lodgy, Saji.
Man. He was floating over there drinking too much whiskey.
All
right. That takes us to Sunday Night Football. Back at home, after we come back recovering from Spain, we are going to be playing the Denver Broncos. How do you see this? Is going to be a Sunday night game. How do you see this one going there, Shaq?
Well, this Bo Nix, Jaden Daniel duel is something that everybody's been ready to see. They've been wanting to see this last year. Everybody wanted to see it. I firmly believe Bo Nix is going to come on and show up. This Sean Payton team is well coached. The defense got better. They had a good draft. I think they had 13 draft picks in this draft.
Oof.
They had like 13 picks in this draft. So they fill all their holes. I'm talking about it was somewhere uncanny them like that, 12, 13 picks. Somewhere in there. They had a lot of picks. So but I don't think the Sean Payton team has enough to pull this win out. I think it's gonna be a good game, but I don't think here in Washington, I don't think they have enough to pull it out.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'll go next, and then we'll let Lars do it. So I'm thinking I agree with you. I think this is going to be a closer game. It's going to be definitely one worth watching for sure. But I think this is a win that we can have. I think we're going to probably come on more in the second half of this game. I think when I just kind of know our football team, we're coming off of a bye and coming back from Spain. That first half, we're going to be sluggish.
Yep.
And then and they're going to talk about hey, we worked them hard in practice. We're going to be ready to go. They're going to come out half stepping, and then we'll turn it on in the second half and squeak out a win on this one. When it probably shouldn't be that way, but that's probably how it's going to go. Yep. What do you say, Lars Sarge?
I'm going to go with Jeff. I don't say we're going to be sluggish. I say we're going to be fresh, and they're going to kick our living butts.
Really? Okay.
Yep. I don't want it.
I can see
what I want. I want to go to that game. I want to see us win. But
so
did they show us something last year, or did they not? And they had a crazy good draft.
And so that's what I said. They had like 13 picks. Now, hear me out though. I can see if we play after coming from Spain. I can see if we playing in Denver in the Mile High City, right? But we're not playing in Mile High City, so we got a little bit of leeway playing in
Denver.
DC.
Won on the road last year, big time.
I know. Yeah,
we'll see. It's going to be a great game, no doubt about it. It's going to be a very good game, and I love to see that Denver's coming home for the show. Right? I love it. I think that's a great matchup. But
that whole conference has got better as well. It's not going to be as easy for Kansas City in the West no more.
No,
Chargers got better. The Raiders got better. The Broncos got better.
Oh yeah.
So
we come out of that game and go into week 14 and we go on the road against the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to kick this one off, and I'm going to say that this is not going to be pretty. We're going to get our butt spanked by the Vikings. I have a feeling that, when we go up there, I don't know. To me, this is one of those games that kind of scares me going up against the Vikes off of this one. This is where I think we have got to do everything we can not to unravel at this point, because we are 2 weeks away from facing the Eagles, and then we face them 2 weeks again after that, and then we're going to be going into the playoffs. I want our team to do well here. I think we're going to lose, but what I'd like to see them do is put up a hell of a game and not unravel, because if they unravel in this game, it's not going to be pretty for us. What says you, Shaq? You're shaking your head over there.
No, I think we pull this game out because they have an unproven JJ McCarthy up there. They have an unproven JJ McCarthy. Ground game is suspect. Aaron Jones a little bit older up there. I mean, of course, you know what I'm saying. You got the awesome receiver corps up there. Okay, cool, got it. One of the best in the league, right? So this all boils down protecting JJ McCarthy and JJ McCarthy's capabilities. And he didn't show me nothing when he was at Michigan. So we have yet to see him perform in NFL capacity. So with that being said, I am not going with the Vikings to win this game. I'm not.
Well, we are talking week 14, so we'll learn a lot about J.J. McCarthy over 3 months. We'll have 3 months of looking at over 3 months looking at J.J. McCarthy before then.
And so this is another reason too. They let Darnold go, stuff like that. They let all of the backups and stuff go. They gave him the keys to the car without even really him being tested. He has the keys to the car. So yeah, so we about to see.
He's basically taking a year off.
Yeah, I don't have no faith. And
my opinion on this is that they're in a rebuild year, and we're going to win this game, and I think we're going to win it handily. I don't think they're ready.
14. You can't. How you go from 14 wins to going in the rebuild year?
I don't see them being
quarterback controversy. I mean, McCarthy's no. I mean, like Coach said, 14 games in, and we'll know who the Vikings are. But I don't think the Vikings are who everyone thinks they are right now.
I think that they are. I actually think this is a very, very well-rounded team. Yeah, we have a question mark at quarterback, but this is if I look around the league and I find what are those teams that are really being built as complete teams? The Vikings I would categorize as one of those top tier.
They're on the path.
Well-rounded teams of being very, very solid across the board.
On the path. And we take them to the house.
Okay, take them to the house. Ooh, all right. All right, and then I think, I won't start this one off. We leave Minnesota and we head to New York and we take on the Giants again. Let's start off with Shaq on this one. How do you see this one going?
Now we going dog walk the Giants in the first game of the season to set the precedence. But I think the Giants, we split this season with them. I think the second game, they take it, and we're going to lose this game because we're going to need it. And at this point, I think Jackson Dart is the starting quarterback. And by this point, because Russell Wilson's been on a steady decline. So by this time, when we see them that week, Jackson Dart, and we're not going to have no footage on Jackson Dart, but Jackson Dart is going to be the starting quarterback there. And I think we're going to go to New York. We're going to lose in New York. Wow. And we're going to lose because we need the game.
So, wow. Okay. So, Lars Sarge, what do you think about this one?
We sweep the Giants. And I'm going to tell you something. If we don't sweep the Giants, we don't make the playoffs.
Agree. I agree with that.
Wow.
I agree with that.
So,
I agree with that.
I think we sweep the Giants too. I don't know if that's the game that determines whether we're in the playoffs or not, because we got a lot. We do have a tough schedule this year. We got to come through in a number of areas.
Dallas Eagles.
Yeah, that's how we finish things out. And those last three are brutal.
The Giants do suck, but we still got. But I think they're gonna pull it out.
Yeah, I do like how Jeff says, Giants still suck. So, and Jack agrees too. Hey, it's gonna be Jackson Dart there. New coaching staff. I mean, everything that's going on there, I don't think it's enough to beat us. I think we end up sweeping the Giants, but then I like to see us sweep the Cowboys too. I don't know if that'll happen, but the Eagles will obviously scare us too because they had our freaking number like a mother last year, and that takes us into December 20th, facing what I probably think is our real arch rival this coming season, obviously, because they kicked our butt and they went on to become Super Bowl champs, the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to start with you, Large Sarge, on this one. What is your take on how you think we match up against the Philadelphia Eagles this year?
We did not build a defense. They're going to take it to the house on us and make us look stupid at home.
Wow. Okay, Shaq, what do you say?
It's a loss. We didn't get. Our team didn't get better enough. Like we didn't do the things that we needed to improve.
That's right.
Like we really didn't build up much throughout the draft. With the picks that we had, their defense, they lost a lot of secondary, but they brought in people. They're still bringing in people. Their offense got better. Their offensive line got better. Things of that nature. So the Eagles gonna sweep us this year.
So
now Jeff is saying we lose the last three, but Jack is saying we win against the Eagles here at home.
Okay,
That could happen. It could, but I don't have a good. My guts tell me no.
No.
You see, and my fear is what Jeff says, losing the last three, right? Because we might not have a berth locked up, and we could be in trouble if we don't get the wins that a lot of us are predicting in some of these, and we start dropping games. We would be in desperation mode here, and it would not look pretty for us. And that would be the tall telling sign of the slump year for Dan Quinn. And then the people will be talking slump year for Jaden Daniels, slump year for everybody, right? But we could be at risk of doing that if we're not able to pull some of these out. My issue is like what Large Sarge says when it comes to his team. I will crap on this defense until they prove me otherwise. I'm still angry. I have anger inside of me when it comes to this team. And I'm going to tell you why I have anger in me, because this is probably was the greatest defensive edge draft class in NFL history. And it was by far our glowing number one need. And we screwed it up.
Yeah, we failed.
We failed. Not only that, but there were good, really good veteran defensive ends on the market, and we didn't go after any of them.
Yeah. So I agree with Jack. I told the last four games, we're going to lose them last four games. But the Giants, Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles, we're going to lose those last four games.
Well, I'm going to tell you how I feel, guys.
I agree.
We sweep the Giants, and we split Philly and Dallas. That's how I feel.
We're going to split.
We're going to have a comeback for no other reason that, for whatever reason, even more getting burned by Barkley for 200 yards. The games are close. We're going to win one against Philly. Which one?
We're going to beat Dallas in Dallas.
I think we lose at home in Dallas, and we kick their butt in our house.
Well, let's take it one at a time.
Philly at home, and I think we win against them on the road because there's no reason for us to do that.
Yeah, so we're trying to rush the last three games, but let's just talk the Eagles one here on December 20th, because that's really where it kicks off. Like, this is the critical part of this season.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll tell you, the only reason why I think we won one game against the Eagles last year was because Jalen Hurts got hurt.
That's right.
Right? Otherwise, we probably would have lost that one. And I hate to remind all of our viewers every time we talk about the Eagles, but Saquon Barkley ran over 200 yards every game we played for him. And did we go out there and improve our defense to stop the rush? No, I don't think so.
We can expect the same, but we could expect to split it.
But I will tell you, so we're banking on Jalen Hurts getting hurt again?
No.
They would have easily have swept us. They also put up 55 points at us against in the NFC.
That was insanity.
They destroyed us. And and I have to think, what do we do to fix our defense?
We got an offensive line.
Yeah, we did offense. We didn't do anything defensively. And to
And
think
we're
that
going to score more points, so it'll be 70-60.
yeah, that's probably absolutely smoking fish, like Jeff would say.
Yeah,
Right?
no.
So, yeah, we'd be smoking something if we think that's going to happen.
Yep. No.
All right. So anyway, so I think we're probably going to lose this one against the Eagles, and it's going to be a gut check where we're going to have to like really reassess. I don't know why we didn't reassess last year, but I have a gut feeling that this team did not reassess anything. We just took it on the chin, and we didn't do nothing to answer the Philadelphia Eagles in the offseason. What says you, Shaq?
We're gonna lose. The Eagles 12-20. Yeah, no, we're gonna lose that game here in Washington. I don't even think I'm gonna even go to that game.
Yeah, Sarge, what do you think?
We lose.
Yeah, okay. So you have to pick up the pace because we're already at an hour.
They're going to make stats, but I don't think it's a walk away. I think we're going to fight them. For whatever reason, we seem to have Philly's number no matter what they do. They never walk completely. Yeah, 55 points, coach, is 55 points. But we were still in the game.
Yeah, we were there. I don't know.
We were there. Yeah, it wasn't like 55-0.
Well, you talking about when they start putting their second string defensive players in?
Well,
dude, we were getting our butts spanked.
We're going to lose. We should lose the game, right? We should. But just looking at raw stats, we should lose the game, right?
I knew when they beat our butt that freaking bad that they were going to be Super Bowl champs. I knew at that moment.
Yeah.
And I was just waiting for Taylor Swift to cry, and they just didn't come through for me. Anyway, we're over an hour. I hope you all stick with us for just a little bit longer. But let's go on to Christmas Day against the boys. We got them at home on Christmas. How do you see this one going, Shaq?
We're gonna lose. We're gonna win the first one in Dallas. We're gonna lose that. We're gonna lose this one. We're gonna lose this one at home.
Okay, so I see Large Sarge shaking his head up and down that we're going to lose that one. I'm going to go against both of y'all. I think we're going to win this one. We're going to sweep the Cowboys. We're going to sweep the Giants and the Cowboys, but we're going to get swept by the Eagles. We're going to come second in the division, in my opinion.
Let's run
because I think these guys are going to be in desperation mode for a freaking win here, knowing that they're probably going to get their butt freaking kicked in the last game of the season too. So if they're going to make the playoff push, if it's dependent on a wild card spot, you know how these games are between Dallas and us. It could go either way. It's a coin toss, and it usually doesn't matter what the record is. But usually the desperate team, usually the one that has to prove something, usually is the one who does it. And it could be Dallas if they've got something to prove. I don't really think it's their year. I think we're going to go in there feeling desperate for a win. And we're going to squeeze it out.
At this point with our calls, that would be the position we're in, right?
So,
got to go to that game. Finally, we got a game against Dallas. That's not the last game of the year. Finally.
It's on Christmas Day. Yeah, on Christmas Day.
On Christmas Day. Wouldn't that be a present?
Yeah.
Beat those South American boys.
Yeah.
All right, then we end up with the Eagles. I think we're going to lose that one.
Me too.
I did not.
I'm going to tell you.
We're going to win that one?
No, because the Eagles are going to be asleep. They're already got a playoff berth. They're already going. They're going to put their second string in. They're going to pull Jalen, and they don't care because their record is going to get them through the Super Bowl. So we'll win the game because they're not going to be playing their top guys. Guaranteed we win the game.
Now, I'm going to tell you this. We lose these last 4 games. I said these last 4 games. We lose these last 4 games. I'm going to tell you, that first one, we'll be more susceptible to beating the Eagles that first time playing them because we're going to be playing spoiler at that point because we're not going to have a playoff berth.
Right.
If we lose too many of these games, we're not going to have a playoff berth. So we're going to be playing spoiler at that point.
Jack is saying if we won the division before week 16, we'll sweep the Eagles. Okay, and Jack, can win. Yeah. I think that's how it plays. The Eagles are not going to put their first team in at the last game of the year when they're solid in the playoffs.
For that to happen, though, the Eagles would have to be dropping games to the Giants and
the Cowboys
and the Cowboys for that to happen.
Surprisingly, I see them trading games with them. Surprisingly enough, I see the Eagles dropping at least one to the Cowboys and one to the Giants for just stupidity's purpose, just for stupidity.
The Cowboys maybe
well, they shouldn't.
The Cowboys maybe with a healthy Dak Prescott, maybe.
Yeah, week one could definitely be a Cowboys win. It could be.
All right, guys. So here's what the analysts at the Washington Wire predict as far as percentages of wins. And so if you actually calculate the ones I highlighted of who's favored to win based off of the analysts' projections, we would go 10-6. Now,
how do we pick it?
We
did pretty good on this list.
Yeah. So
I didn't see this. Disclaimer, I never saw what coach was putting together. Holy crap, we're pretty good. We predicted this kind of right down the line.
Pretty close in some areas. But like, this one here, what I always found interesting is their probabilities of win statistics is like, when we play like the Giants and the Cowboys, we actually have a higher percentage the second time we face that team. Whereas Eagles, our percentage is lower.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird.
We disagree on the Eagles, yeah, but everything else looked like we called it right on the dime. Wow, that's pretty interesting, Coach.
But this one here had our chances of beating the Lions, whoever's team that is, not very good.
31%.
We said we'd lose, right? We said we'd lose. So we all agreed we lose.
I thought we said we would win against the
Lions. Win against the Lions.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm reading the percentage backwards.
Yeah, this is the percentage that you would win.
We're going to lose. They're wrong. We're going to lose against the Lions.
So, like, that's the one.
Win against the Lions. Sorry.
They say we only have the Commanders only have a 31% chance to beat the Lions.
I don't see that.
Yeah.
Well, it was lower than that in the playoffs last year, though.
Yeah. I don't see that at all.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we were supposed to get stopped by the Lions.
It was like 8% or something like that. 8-9% chance of winning.
And hey, man, you can roll a 7 on the dice, right? 7. And we walked away with the win.
Hey, Matthew, thanks for chiming in, buddy. Appreciate having you here, Matthew.
Hey, Matt. Good to see you, buddy. All right. So one interesting change here to this, our cap space hasn't changed. We still don't have the numbers programmed in for the rookie signs. We signed 3 out of the 5. I don't think we've signed the other 2 yet. But our roster is technically at 90 active players. So we have a full roster. We signed a bunch of undrafted free agents. And so like any player we bring in at this point, any player that we tried to go off of this at this point means somebody's got to hit the street.
We brought in 2 rugby players too. 2 guys from I got from New Zealand and a dude from like Tanzania or something like that.
Yeah, and they do not count against the player count.
Yeah.
So those are like, that's free chicken, right? And chances are those guys usually don't make it anyway, unless you're Malta for the Eagles and you get a starting left tackle job and you stay there forever. But that's rare, right? So, but anyway, those are free chicken. But our roster is full. Our roster is actually full. So, like, if we sign someone else has got to get cut. And so that brings us to an interesting story, and that's this guy, Gabe Taylor, the hometown favorite, brother of Sean Taylor. Apparently had a very, very good tryout session with him, but he has not been signed at the time of this recording yet. But if we do, as I previously briefed, somebody would have to be cut to make room for him. So here's my question, and I want the fans to answer this too. Do you think we end up signing this guy?
Do we have a choice?
Yeah, of course we have a choice.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah, you tell me, Shay.
No. We don't sign him. We don't sign him. No. I mean, I think he would. I think it would help. I think it would help the legacy of Sean Taylor, but I don't think he winds up on our roster. If he does, he's gonna be on the practice squad. It's just we undrafted free agency, we picked up too many defensive backs, and I just don't like with him not being a highly touted guy. I don't see it. I want to see him on the roster though.
So I heard he did pretty well. Of course, he had a lot of cameras on him. He was the focus of the show, right? He was the buzz for a rookie mini camp that usually never gets any buzz, right? You just don't want to hear of anybody getting hurt when they're not making any contact, right? That's usually all you expect out of a rookie minicamp. But there's buzz surrounding this guy. So what I think might happen with this guy, because we're already at 90, they're probably mulling it over. And I think what they'll do is they'll go into their first camp because we have so many DBs. If there's somebody in there that's shaky and there's like, this guy has no shot at coming in, maybe they cut him and bring Taylor in just because he's a fan favorite, right?
Can't buy
it. Or if there's an injury that happens to anybody on the 90-person squad, maybe he's on the speed dial to like, that's an old school term.
Jack is saying they did go to safety last week after this show. and Gabe wants to play for us. So
yeah, he really wants to play. I mean,
I think what do they have to lose? What do they have to lose by signing him?
Yeah.
Well, what they had to lose is losing another player that they've already signed, right? So like, it's going to be a timing issue. I think that because we're at 90 now, we're probably going to go into our next camp session with the 90 we currently have signed. But as soon as somebody like falters, as soon as somebody gimps, comes with a little injury or something, it could open the door for Gabe, because I did hear he had a good tryout. I kind of agree. Like, he does make this roster. It's going to be making the roster as a practice squad player. But what a story, right? It's just a really cool story.
I think that would be phenomenal if he did make the roster. I think that would be phenomenal.
So, all right, and that brings us to Large Sargent's slide. Tell me what you think about this, man.
All right, man. Well, listen. Thanks to our ex followers for this photo and the comment. I'm not going to get into it, but thank you for posting this to me. I appreciate it. You people on X are participating. I appreciate it.
Whatever that I know that's Terry McLaurin and that's what our new fullback. That's our new fullback.
Exactly.
That's our new fullback.
Can you tell listen, I want to play, you remember Sesame Street, the count?
Yeah.
Tell me which one don't look like the other one. The other was normally 3, but can you tell who's a wide receiver and who's
a running back?
A tight end,
something. Hey, listen, I'm telling you right now. At the whole time I've been saying that we don't have a legit number 2 receiver on this roster. Everybody is arguing me down. We got Debo. No, man, this dude's a gadget player, gimmick player, and he's bigger than Brian Robinson. Cut it out, man.
One thing about Debo that how he's used in San Francisco is it was a lot of in motion plays, and that dude ended up running like crazy. So like, it's crazy to think that he might be the number 2 rusher behind Jaden Daniels with all the running backs that we have, but it could happen.
Yeah.
It really could, because like it adds an interesting dynamic. And there's something else I was thinking about, and that had to do with Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler was such a disappointment to me last year, but like the dynamic of having an idea of a running back coming out of the backfield with a receiver in motion and Jaden Daniels doing a read option, having all these crazy different options is a defensive nightmare to try to figure out what you're going to do. And I don't know if it works, it's going to be interesting.
So, but look at Debo though. He's built.
Shaq, what was your prediction on how we'd use Sambo? You or Debo? You said we were gonna do something with him.
Yeah, he's gonna be like a dual threat player. He's gonna be like a gadget player. He's gonna be doing jet sweeps. He's gonna be playing running back. He's gonna be doing all that stuff. Running
back. You think he will?
Yeah, everything. Everything.
Yeah. They move him all over the place because they did it in San Francisco, and the dude was crazy, like effective in all kinds of different roles.
So he has hands and he has power and weight. He is not a wide receiver.
He definitely got some weight.
Oh, he's definitely
knock guys down with that weight. He's not fast. So they're going to put him in situations where he's the free guy where they can dump off to him and he can make plays. That's what I think. But that is not the dynamic duo. Not dual, coach. Duo. That's not a wide receiver. Look at the difference. I know, but
he's not. We don't have a number 2 receiver on this roster.
Right, exactly.
Oh man, I'm going to disagree with you guys. I think Debo is the number 2, but he's going to be such a dynamic role. I actually like the fit because I like keeping defenses guessing because like there's been so many years here in Washington where like we were vanilla. We were very, very vanilla offensively. Like people knew where they were going to get to, and they were just like, man, I ain't afraid of this team, right? We actually have a new way of doing that, and I'm not a big Cliff Kingsbury fan by no stretch of the imagination. Yep. But I like having so many different dynamic things where there's like, man, how are you going to game plan against these guys?
So our real number 2 threat is the guy we picked up from Dallas.
Who?
No, it's not. That dude might not make the roster.
Gallup ain't gonna make the roster.
He might not even make the roster, dude. He might be a practice squad player.
Because he has the speed to stretch. They're gonna just put him in there and never throw to him.
Hey, Debo's
and they're gonna dump to Debo. They're gonna dump
Debo's faster than Gallup.
Gallup is not gonna make the roster.
You don't think so?
No. We'd be better off going out and trying to get Amari Cooper.
Jack is saying we got a good rook in the draft as
Lane.
Jalen Lane.
Yeah. I can't disagree with that either. Debo's not going to be the speed guy.
Well, I didn't say he's going to be the speed guy.
I'm going to agree with Shaq. He's going to be the gadget guy that makes – they're going to work him in situations where Jaden's got that dump off, where it's going to be really hard to cover. Scary Terry.
No, Debo's going to supplement for all these old, slow tight ends that we got.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, he is our number 2 wide receiver. I will say that he will be a gadget guy. He does still have speed. Don't say he doesn't have speed. He does.
He's dynamically
because he does.
He's not Terry Scary.
And Terry Scary is a different wide receiver altogether. But like I will say this, I like how they're gonna. I think they're gonna complement each other well. And then you add the beat that we've added to the offensive line, getting a really good left tackle, the changes that we're gonna make at tackles and guards across the board. I think we have a chance to really do some very interesting things that I'm excited about offensively.
We have an insanely good offense. We have an insanely good offense.
Yeah, and
we got pass blocking and we have threats.
We do
multiple, not 1 or 2, but 4.
Right.
Zach Ertz, Debo Samuel, Terry Scary Terry, whatever you want to call him. It's going to be hard to game plan against.
Yeah.
No, it's not going to be hard to game plan against them because we ain't got no ground game.
Yeah, I mean, we got to open up the ground game.
Other than that, I'm just saying, Daniels has got a lot of picks. He's got a lot of targets this year.
Well, let me talk about the ground game for a second. So the biggest criticism of what I've kind of looked at on this, and I've been trying to look at the film on how Brian Robinson was used. One, I don't think that he gave him the ball enough. That's Cliff Kingsbury more than it is Brian Robinson. It's the way because certain running backs got to get into a rhythm.
Right.
But part of that other reason was those guards could not pull for nothing.
Right.
Like I saw so many missed blocks that was disgusting. Actually, the more I looked at, the more I was disgusted with our offensive line. But they overperformed what we thought that they were going to do at the beginning of the season. But they still sucked. Right. Yep. So maybe this revamp thing is going to help open up that run. And maybe this might be the first year we actually see what Brian Robinson can do. I can tell you what, if he doesn't perform behind this offensive line, he's done.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. And I'd say the same thing for Austin Eckler. If Austin Eckler doesn't step up this year, he's done.
Yeah.
So
he's done anyway.
Yeah. It probably is done his last year anyway.
This is last year. Yeah. But listen, Eckler, Robinson, Debo, Scary Terry, Ertz. Are you kidding me? This is the air. This is his ultimate air raid offense.
Why are we talking about Zach Ertz like he in his prime? This dude is in his mid-30s, man.
And look what he did last year. He's still dangerous. And when you have so many opportunities and targets and so many packages you can throw out there,
how many times
it's gonna be a free-for-all in passing game, which I agree with Coach. Might open up a little bit of the run game when they don't expect it because they're expecting us to air raid.
How many times I came on here and I talked about how if you watch Zach Ertz play, how he did not create any separation last year from linebackers, from defensive ends.
He still got balls.
None of this stuff.
Still got touchdowns.
He did.
So I want to give a shout out to Alan, and Alan comes up with a very interesting aspect. I think is worth mentioning. We haven't brought up on their show.
Yes, I agree.
That our strategy this year is to play our offense and never use our defense. Which means,
I say that for 3 weeks.
Which means
draft, I said that.
Hold on, Lars. That means clock management, right? So that gives us an ability to say, hey, listen, we've got to be able to work the ground in there a little bit. We've got to, maybe if Zach Ertz can't get the separation, he's used more as a blocking back. There's other things that we can do, and we slow this thing down, control it a little bit, maybe a little bit more shorter passes. I get nervous because usually when it's not there, that's when Jane Daniels gets happy feet, and I don't really like that. But, I do think we might need to control the clock a little bit more this year because our defense, to me, is just so suspect.
Yes. And Jack is saying McCaffrey, you forgot. No, he got traded, Jack.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I saw a trade wire on him. He got traded.
No, he didn't.
I had McCaffrey.
Man, Luke McCaffrey didn't get drafted.
I told you to stop. I told you to stop looking at the freaking stupid Bleacher Report, man. They give you clickbait. There's not real.
But McCaffrey's there. He's not going to be in the offense, Jack. He's going to be on kick and punt returns.
Yeah, he's on special teams. I mean, they might try to work him occasionally in 4 receiver sets, maybe and occasionally in the slot. But I think they're going to work. We're going to work our new receiver in the slot probably a little bit more.
But I'm totally with Alan. I called it in the draft. This draft proved that they went complete offense. Complete. We had 32 points a game or 29, whatever it was per game average last year. We're going to get it to 35 by putting an offensive line in and letting Daniels pass his butt off. And we're going to give him so many targets. Freaking nobody can play it against us because we can change it up. Watch.
All right. Well, we're going to use a little bit of time to talk about the stadium, but we're going to save that for next week and we'll get a little bit more into it. Guys, we got to wrap it up. We certainly appreciate you guys participating. Please come back again next week, and bring a buddy along with you. We'd love to get to things. If you got people you trash talk football with, tell them to come on, trash talk it right here. We'd love to have you.
Woo-hoo!
This is Football Sight, guys. We are out of here.
Peace.
Hell.
Hell.